Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel, Beauty and Brains Tutoring. This is part one of finding the lowest common denominator. I hope that this is very helpful to you, and part two is on my channel. Working on lowest common multiples, LCM. So we are going to start with finding the lowest common multiple for 12. Oops, sorry. For 12 and 2. So what we are going to use, we are going to use the prime factorization method. So we are going to factor 12, and then we're going to factor 2, and then we're going to put it in our factor tree. So once I do it for you, I'm sure that you will get it much easier. So let me start. So let's start with 12. And we are going to factor it, and it's going to be 2 and 6. So we're just finding out what multiplies. What can you multiply together to get 12? 2 and 6 equals 12. Voila. So 2 times 6 is 12, but we can't break down 2 any further. If you got to multiply it by 1, then that's not what we're looking for. So this is now a prime. A prime means you can no longer break it down any further. So now we're going to do 6. 2 and 3 equals 6. If you thought that 2 times 3 was 6, you are so smart. So these are primes. This is a prime. Wonderful. So we're going to create our factor tree. So we are going to make like a little T here. Let's bring that down a little further. Okay. So we are going to put, you know what? Actually, I can do this better. Okay. Okay. So on the side, we're going to put the numbers here. In what order you do it, it doesn't really matter. So we are going to do 12 and 2. So all we're going to do, we're just going to take our numbers and we're going to put it in the factor tree. So we have 2. We're going to put a 2 here. We have another 2. And we have a 3. Wow. So that's the first part. And now we're going to take 2. And as I said before, 2 is a prime. So there's nothing that we can do with that. So for a 2, we're just going to put the 2 in here. Now, the thing about the factor tree is how you want to put it in here. You want to match up the numbers. So say if I was doing another number and the prime was a 2, and another 2, you put the first 2 here, you put the second 2 here, and then you give that 2 its own space because these are basically columns. And this is a 2 column, the 3 column. So you want to put it in the correct column. And you want to keep it on the correct row. So this is the row that we're in right now. So for a 2, we just put it in the 2 column. So if there's already a number in that column, you are going to cross out the one before it. So what we have is a 2, a 2, and a 3. So now we're going to take those numbers, 2, 2, and 3, and we're going to multiply it. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 12. So the lowest common multiple, here right now is 12. And if you didn't get that, it's okay. But if you got some of it, that's wonderful. That's what we want to do. I have more for you, and I'm sure you will catch up. No worries. So now we are going to do 8 and 12. Let's do that. The more you practice, the better it'll be, the easier it'll come, the faster you will get. So let's do 8 and 12. And we're going to just factor right here. So 8 is 2 times 4. We can't break this down anymore. That's called a prime factor. We're going to do 4. We're going to do 4 right here. So we're going to break that down into 2 and 2. And these are prime factors. So now we're going to create our factor tree. Okay, we're going to do an 8. And we're going to write 2, 2, and 2. Now we're going to do 12. So 12 is 2 times 6. This is a prime. We can't do it anymore, but we can break down 6 more. So for 6, we are going to do 2 times 3. Prime, and this is a prime. So we're going to take this 2. We're going to put it in, let's first write our 12. We're going to take this 2. We're going to match it. We're going to take this 2. We're going to match it. We're going to take this 3. And it gets its own column. So because there's already a 2 in this column, this gets crossed out. There's already a 2 in this column. That has to go. There's nothing. This is going to stay. And the 3 is going to stay. So we have a 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So our lowest common multiple is 24. And if you're not getting it yet, it's okay. Keep in there. I know I have some young people watching it. You might be learning this for the first time. If you have any questions, be sure to enter it in the comments below so I can add it. So let's get a little bit more challenging. So for this problem, we are going to use 104 and we are going to use 76. So for 104, we are going to use 4. 104. We're going to use 4 and 26. We're going to break this down into 2 and 2. We can't multiply 2 anymore, so it's now a prime. It gets locked up in jail. So for 26, we're going to use 2. And we're going to do 2 and 13. There's nothing you can multiply together that will give you 13, so it is now a prime. It gets locked up. Steady trying to find my motive. Why do what I do? Why? And we're going to write our factor tree. Voila. All right, so 104 goes in here. We're going to put 2, 2, 2, and 13. 2, 2, 2, and 13 in here. Okay, wonderful. Now we are going to do 76. 76ers. I'm from Philly. So 38. We're going to do 2 and 38. Which is 76. This is a prime. And now we're going to do 19 and 2. And 19. This is a prime. And this is a prime. So we are going to put 76 in the box. We're going to do 2. There's a 2 here. We're going to get a 2. There's another 2 here. But there is no 19. So we're going to put it all the way over there. Okay. So there's already 2 in this section. We're going to cross it off. There's already 2. We're going to cross it off. And if there were 2 up here, then we will cross it off as well. So we are going to use a 2. We're going to bring this down. A 2, a 13, and a 19. Two times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 13 is 104. Times 19 is 1,976. So our lowest common multiple is this right here. Okay. Okay. So you think you got it. So let's turn it up. Let's turn it up. And if in your class you haven't gotten this far, if you're in high school and you have gotten here, that's fine. But if you're in like middle school, and maybe in the 6th grade, I think is where you learn this, and you feel like I'm taking it too far, if you learn all you needed to learn, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And if you're overachiever and you want to stay and you want to learn even more, please do. I actually do encourage that. So let's do 84, 250, and 300. Oh, wow. So 84, we are going to break that down. And it is going to be 421. We have to break this down. 4, that's 2 and 2. Oh, I forgot my 1. So 21. What goes into 21? 7 and 3. 7, 14, and 21. So it's going to be 7 and 3. This is a prime, this is a prime, this is a prime, this is a prime. Prime time, baby. I forgot what that coach's name. Prime time, baby. So we're going to do our factor tree. Bow. Thank you for watching part 1 of my video, Finding the Lowest Common Denominator. For part 2, you can check my channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and comment, and thank you for your support.